Are we live? Are we?
Hello and welcome to Knife Nonsense. That's the intro.
Knife nonsense.
Yep.
Now you'll see why when the Slippy and Thrifty show is done, it's very prim and proper because John does all that. I just bring the average age down. That's the only reason I join, to make everyone else look younger.
Is that why we've got you? Is it just to make us all look younger?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Is it working?
No, because I'm mentally very old.
You're mentally crippled.
Yeah. There is that. But hello to everyone that's joined. I'll do a roll call in a bit. We got 14 people in watching, so that's nice.
Yeah, but one of them's Lynn.
Oh yeah, FFS. We have Mikey the egg, and we have Sean the one that's unclothed from the waist down. There's no topic. We're just going to talk about knives and other stuff, and show off Ashley's that we've been keeping hush hush for a while until we felt it was the right time. Yeah, I hope you all enjoy the most unorganized, diabolical life ever.
I can't believe that there's people watching this on a Friday night.
I can't believe it either. Do you want to just start off and show them what you've been carrying today, if you want?
Let's let Sean go first. He's the sexy one.
Come on then, Sean, what you got?
Well, I've been showing the old case Sodbuster a bit of pocket time this week.
Not Sheffield, unsibbed.
I've got a Sheffield with me as well. I've had a Sheffield.
Resibbed.
You was lucky there, Sean. We was about to cut you off in your prime.
Yeah, it's. I haven't carried it for a little while, and it's just nice to get it back in use again. Really do like the old Sodbusters.
Yeah,
very nice blade shape. This one's in CV. It's the one I picked up last year, so it's not got any age to it. It's new when I got it.
Is it lasered? Has it got a laser tang?
No, it's stamped actually.
Oh, so it must have been 2022 or older then.
Yeah, it was from Heine. It's, How many dots has it got? 9 dots.
21.
21 then.
2021.
Yeah. Nice, excellent. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
So, yeah, I haven't carried any of my Sodbusters properly yet since I came back from the States, so I'm probably going to have to do that tomorrow. I've got a bit. I can say Sheffield heavy, but it's more Ashley heavy, if I'm honest.
We have gone a bit Sheffield heavy, haven't we, of like recent times? And to be fair, that's all three of us.
Yeah.
But I've also had this little Taylor's Eyewitness, just one of their hardwood clip points.
They're hard on wood clip points. Yeah, they're pretty decent. They are.
What do you call that? A jack? Just a.
Yeah, it's a jack.
Decent price for these and well made.
Yeah, they're about the £30 mark, I think they are.
Yes, somewhere around there. But yeah,
I think there might be less than that. I think they're about £28. To be fair.
Hello, Cal.
So that's been in my pocket, along with the little baby. Yeah,
it looks real small in your hands, I must say.
It is a small knife. It's a proper little fifth pocketer.
But it's useful. It's handy. It's a good little knife.
It is useful. It's got a nice little lock up on it as well.
Yeah.
Especially for anyone that works in an office environment, and you've got the people that want to have a little fit every time you get a blade out. I mean, if anyone gets offended by that, they need to question their life choices.
But yeah, I really like it. Actually, it's just well made, useful, nice and sharp. Just a handy little blade to have with you.
Yeah, real nice. All right, come on then, Dr. Eggman. What you got?
What have I been carrying today? Well, are we only showing like the Sheffield or?
You can show whatever you want, because if it's not a Sheffield, I'm going to answer it.
Well, I mean, you unsib quite a lot anyway, don't you? I've also been carrying a Taylor's Eye, but the one up from Sean's, I think, in the range.
Oh yeah,
The 100 with the stamp bolsters.
nice.
Yeah, it's a great little barlow. This for me is my favourite Taylor's Eye witness knife.
Me too. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's way, way, way more superior to any of the Premier line.
It's really well made. It's a satin blade and it's a satin bolster, so there's no fingerprints to like worry about. All I did do was I did sand down the wooden handles and I put a little bit of oil on them just to make them smoother.
Yeah.
And just to make the wood look a little bit nicer. Great. It's a great little barlow though, and these are like 38 quid. You can't really go wrong. And then I was carrying my is it a Shire Supply?
That's right.
And that's got my very old case trapper in it, 1940 to 1964 that I picked up in the States.
Oh, I love that bone on that.
The red jig bone. Blade's a little bit shorter than it should be, but it works just fine. Nice action on it.
Yeah, we did talk about getting it rebladed, but there's the risk of the bone breaking, and then if you reblade it, it's no longer a case.
But it still works, you know.
Yeah.
It's still just a penknife. And then the Arthur Wright that we picked up on Monday. The old stock one that had some damage to the buffalo that Ashley kindly re-jigged for us and took all the damage away.
Fantastic.
I sharpened it up and it took a great edge on it.
It's the pull on the pen blade is, I'd say it's about a 9 on mine.
Pull on the pen blade is probably about 9.5. I'd say the main blade's probably an 8, but the pen blade's probably about a 9.5, and it snaps down at about 15.
Yeah, when it's a heavy pull on the pen blade. When you open it and your nail hurts, and you're like, that's pretty heavy.
But it slams down, but there's no sort of blade wrap. So
no, there's nothing on it, and it's a perfect knife. Like that blade, especially for like package opening and stuff, you can do exactly what you want with it. And it's not going to slam down on you.
Exactly that.
I've had pretty much the lightest carry at all today. I've been at home working most of the day, so I've just had a grip slip with the pen slot on the side. This is the SVJ. Is that right? I always get it wrong. I think it's SVJ.
Yeah, and you've got. I mean, we don't call them grip slips, but they're MJ hoods, aren't they?
MJ hoods, yeah. And this is one I got them to put the elastic on the side because I like to carry a pen in the slip. I don't like keeping it separate. And in that, I've got the Ashley Harrison single-bladed sow belly.
Sexy knife, that's a sexy knife.
Probably the worst-looking one you're going to see because I've abused this thing completely. It's brass bolsters, snake wood, fit and finish is immaculate as you'd expect. And there's the clip point blade, 01 tool steel. And of all the Ashleys I've had, I think this is the best action on it. It's just a bear trap, but you can pinch it open.
Would you say that's your favourite, Ashley? That's quite a big question to ask you. I mean, you don't have to have a favourite.
What is the SV? I'll find the link for you, MJ, and I'll put it in the chat. But it's SVJ. It's on Instagram here in the UK. I think this is definitely my favourite, but there's some that are very close behind it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I find it very hard to pick a favourite. I've probably narrowed it down to about 5.
I mean, it's hard to do. It's very hard to do.
I'd like to take a guess at Sean's favourite.
Go on.
I would have said it would have been the sow belly until perhaps perhaps a certain Hollywood one came.
Yeah.
Would that be fair, Sean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would.
Show the people what you've got.
Oh, look at that.
Now, this is the
Hollywood
best
landing.
Hollywood I have ever seen.
That is a beautiful knife. That came out so well.
And one of the best things about this,
What's that action?
It almost sounds like, what's the rifle that it ejects the bullet, the case, and it goes ding. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's like it's been done with like a pitchfork. It's just got a lovely ring to it. Look at that. Look at that Hollywood though. Look at the flame in that. It just looks amazing.
But I mean, the best thing about that knife is there isn't just one.
Is there not?
Oh, here he is. Here he is. Hello, John.
Oh, it's TK in the house and M1 Grande. Grande, yes, it. M1 Grande.
There's multiple.
Well, he did put 4 up on Insta, didn't he?
Yeah. But they're just absolutely fantastic. Of course, I'm not sorry, used mine. But it's great.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, no, I'm not sorry at all. I couldn't care less if people don't like it. But the knife is flawless. Ashley is, without a doubt, it's probably quite a bold claim, but I'd say in the UK he's probably the best up and coming custom knife maker, wouldn't you say? Easily.
I've got to say, by judging his work, and I do have a few knives from a few other custom knife makers, which I love dearly.
Yeah.
But from a traditional sense, and I mean going from the brass liners, handmade, the way that we've seen them made, I think he's probably, for my money, he's probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of custom makers are charging like 200 to 220. Some of the stuff actually drops on Instagram is about 150, and
well, a lot of the custom makers,
lawless stuff.
A lot of the custom makers are charging like 280 now, aren't they? And plus,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of them are using steel liners as well now, where actually is made, well, unless you request something else, it is brass no one like traditional.
Look, I get the fact about steel liners, they do make a very, very strong knife. So if you're going to hard use it, yeah, but they do add a bit of weight to it, and they don't tend to be thin steel liners, do they? They tend to be on the thicker side. I'm a big fan of like carbon steel. I love carbon steel. I know it's not going to suit everybody, but I don't really like the customs that are made with like stainless steel.
No, like I've ordered a custom from Andy Brock, and I requested brass liners because I don't want the steel. Nothing wrong with it if you like that, great. But for me, it's got to be brass or nickel silver or something. Just it's got to be traditional.
And he makes a nice knife as well. I've got one of his. It's really nice.
You've got what's yours, like a sort of like a trapper, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's got like a saber grind on it as well.
Yeah, but I just love all of Ashley's work. Some of the stuff even we've given him standard patterns to do and just sort of do his own take of, or just completely new stuff he's never done before. One of which was the Britbuster that somehow Mikey and Judd had ordered at the same time. Mikey and John had ordered. I don't know how that worked out, but that was pretty funny. But yeah, that's just his take on a sodbuster. And this is probably one of my most abused ones because it can just take it.
I know someone who's got one of those.
I know someone who's got 4 of these.
I know someone who's got 2 of those very, very close to you, Slippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people are giving their love for carbon steel, which is the correct way to go. But if you like stainless, that's fine, but your opinion's wrong.
There's nothing. Yeah, it's just a personal thing for me. I like to see the aging of the blade when I've used it. I like to be able to clean it up a bit and just take a bit of marking off, but still leave a bit on there. Obviously, I don't want them to rust, so they do take a bit more maintenance. If you've been out, say, I'm going shooting over the weekend. If it rains a bit, then when I get home, the mineral oil will be coming out just to give it a wipe down.
Yeah, I just love the history the knife has. Once it's got the traditional materials, like the way the wood ages, it's sort of, and the bone smooths down, and you lose some of the jigging if you've got jigging, or just the natural patina on the blade. If it's really old, you get pitting or this black spotting. All that stuff, I think, is fantastic.
Well,
Question from Fictional Iceland: what about semi-stainless like D2? Yeah, I love
love
D2.
it. I love it. Everyone says about it being. Do you know what? I've always struggled to get D2 to sort of really age fast. So it's like pretty tough. And I did get one just to start getting a really nice aging on the blade. And I gave it a wipe down and stuff, and I practically took it all off again, and the blade looks like new. So but I do love the steel. I do love tall steels. I'm a big fan of like tall steels.
Yeah, D2 it's about as high as a steel as I really tend to go on most of my knives. Now I've got a butt custom in Magna Cut, because why would you not if you're going to get them from the custom shop? But
they're well priced.
A lot of my knives are a D2 steel or a carbon steel, something along those lines. It's just what I prefer.
I mean, Rosecraft love a bit of D2, don't they? And they do it really well.
Their D2 steel is heat treated so well.
It reminds me of the old Benchmade D2. It's as tough as old boots.
Yeah.
I mean,
it seems to go on and on.
It's not so long ago that D2 was a super steel. It's
what, 10 years?
Yeah. Well, probably 15. Yeah, 15 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
I remember it being talked about on some of the knife forums. Really held in high regard. But it's the same with anything. It's got to be heat treated right, hasn't it? Because you get a bad heat treat on any blade steel, and it's not going to perform as it should.
Well, you say that it's probably a really even mix between heat treat and blade geometry. If your blade's ground right and you've got the right angle for the job that you're using it for.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like some people that just don't rate D2. They say that it doesn't hold an edge in it. But personally, I think it's great.
I suppose knife blade steels have come a long way recently, haven't they? And it depends what you're comparing it to and what you're using it for.
I mean, what would you say in the last 4 or 5 years? You've had stuff like LMAX and the Rex 121 and the Rex 76, Magna Cut, all these really like K390s and stuff. Real good edge retention. S110Vs, and they have got fantastic edge retention, but I can still get on fine with like just me plain old carbon steels, like me 1095.
Yeah, I don't need those high end steels. Now, are they great? Yeah, cool. Like it's an achievement that we're able to live in a time where they can have a steel that pretty much doesn't go dull.
Yeah.
From its Magna Cut, it's going to take a hell of a lot of beating to get it to go dull.
Yeah. I mean, Magna Cut's probably one of the most even steels right across the range, but it is super stainless. I mean, it's not quite there as like LC 200, but it's a really even steel. It's got good edge retention, good toughness, good anti rust, and that. So, but there are steels out there that will hold an edge much longer than Magna Cut.
But any
do you need
recommendations
it?
where I can buy pocket knives in Liverpool? No, sorry. I've
Liverpool.
never been to Liverpool.
I would say probably get in touch with the famous Sheffield shop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jane.
like, yeah, just speak to Jane or Jane on a Tuesday because there's two Janes. But even if you just want to call them by phone, that's probably like the easiest way.
Yeah, because they'll pick one out for you and stuff as well. I've just put the link for their website in the chat. But that's the best place to get any sort of Sheffield knife. I think it's through them. Or you can go to the Bakewell Cook Shop, has a couple of different pieces, but I know they're waiting for an order still at the moment. They haven't got too much there.
Yeah, I popped in there yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was yesterday. I popped into the Bakewell Cook Shop. They've got plenty of Taylor's Eye. They've just had a restock of like Taylor's Eye from the cheap range right up to the premium. They've had some arthritis in. Well, they got their last order in, but they've probably sold half of them. But they've got another order due in very soon. But the good thing about the Bakewell Cook Shop is any knife that you see on the website is the actual knife that you'll get because they photograph every knife individually.
Yeah. Because I ordered, well, I was flicking back and forth till I found, because they do the olive wood there as one of their standard lines. And I wanted a really nice olive wood spear point. Well, I can actually show you it anyway here. And I waited until the one I like the look of most come out before I ordered.
You know what? Everyone seems to like a bit of olive wood now. It seems to be getting really popular. Oh, yeah.
And then on the back, look at this on the back.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And again, it's like one of those woods where if you give it a little bit of a rub down and then get some like mineral oil on it or some nice kind of something like Danish oil or something, it really pops out lovely.
Yeah. Olive wood.
To
bring you up, let's have a better look at the good wood.
This was picked up that day we went up to Bakewell.
Oh, when we had the nubby breakfast.
When we had a nubby breakfast, yeah.
That on the coldest day of the year, and we go knife hunting into Derbyshire.
That'll be the day. -7, wasn't it, in Sheffield that day?
Yeah, it was. Even I will admit it was pretty nippy.
And Lynn was in Iceland, and it was 10 degrees there. We're in Sheffield, -7.
And Slippy's wearing shorts because that's all he owns is just shorts.
Yes.
And then we walked from the car park to the cafe, and he's gone, oh, it's a bit cold. And then we had a slightly longer walk from the cafe to the cook shop. And then he was like, can we get inside now, please? I can't feel my knees.
Yeah, I can't feel my knees.
Can't feel my knees.
Yeah, that was a great trip. Like every time, like how many times I've been out to Sheffield now? Was it 4?
At least
3?
4.
About 4, yeah.
At least 4 for you. It could be more now. I don't know.
Because I've been to Arthur Wright's, I think, 4 times, so it must be 4.
Yeah, and you've been to the famous Sheffield shop at least 4 times.
Yeah. Jane, I'm here to rifle through your drawers.
Yeah. And you did as well. You properly went through all of those drawers trying to find knives, and you found me a flat bolstered Barlow, didn't you? You found Shauna, was it a Barlow tackler or a Barlow?
Yeah.
Bolstered, yeah.
Yeah, because that would normally be like a farmer's knife, but it's got the tackler blade.
Yeah. Well, that's what Michael says. He says that they've got 88 patterns that they currently make, but some patterns are variations on standard patterns. So you could have a Barlow with a longer bolster or a Barlow with a really short bolster, but it's all variations. And he's looking to be adding a sod buster, which is amazing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Even some of the variations on the same pattern is just down to size. So we've got the twisted assisted Barlow and then the Arthur Wright Barlow.
Twisted a little bit bigger, is it? Or is it the Arthur one that's a
Yeah.
little bit bigger?
Twisted's a bit bigger.
Yeah, it's nice that.
I put them sort of, this is probably a bit easier. I did it this way. You can see the difference there. Look. 'Cause I thought they would all be the same size, but I love the size of this slightly smaller Barlow. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what? I just presumed they were the same size. I think it was
Yeah.
Griff that mentioned it on like Discord.
I think mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's slightly smaller, isn't it?
I mean,
Fraction.
at first, Sean, I thought perhaps it was just like, because they're all like hand finished and hand sanded and stuff. But then I realised no, that they was slightly bigger.
Yeah, do you know, I'd never noticed that. I've never actually.
Yeah, I think the slightly smaller. This is one I actually picked up from Judd. This is I think it's whatever wood they use between rosewood and ekeep, because it's the old style bigger spring pin still.
Right, there is another wood that they use alongside the E-key, since they've not been using the rosewood, but for the life of me, cannot think of it. And every time I ask Ashley, he can't think of it either. So sometimes you'll get that, but most of the times you'll get the E-key.
Yeah, and it was obviously it's got on the second-hand market, so it was cheap as chips from Judd. It was a bit scratched up, but I satin polished the bolsters on it just with some sort of emery cloth. I think it looks great.
Takes off the like the fingerprint part of it, doesn't it?
I think I'm probably gonna have to carry this one tomorrow. Now I've got it out, I really like it again, so that's gonna go in the pocket.
Did you have to sharpen it?
Yes. Because Judd learnt his sharpening from Paddy.
You can't be having a go at those boys. You've just spent a wonderful 2 days with them.
It was so funny. Here's actually one that John will remember. They've got the asphalt drag farmer.
So did that go from Sheffield to the USA, from the USA all the way down to Wales?
It did, yeah.
It's got like 10,000 miles on the clock.
Yeah, not as many miles though as the Pioneer X I bought, John, that I bought from New Zealand, brought back to the UK, and then sent to the States. So it went from Switzerland to New Zealand to the UK to the States.
Wow.
So that is the longest travelled knife I think ever.
Wow, that's got a few air miles on.
Carbon footprint on it.
Yeah, carbon footprint on the carbon blade.
Yeah. I'm actually a big fan of it. I didn't know how I'd feel about not even the pattern, just the farmer's pattern in general, because it's pretty much a Barlow handle, isn't it? With like this sort of worn, cliffy, sheep's footy blade on it. But I think it's great. Great action. It's dead center. There's no gaps.
Do you know what? Mine was that road, that what we call like the road rash one. But this is the one that I rubbed it. I rubbed it down and then I dropped it in a cup of tea.
You teabagged it, yeah.
I teabagged it. And it must look good because Sean guessed this as being oak.
Right, show us your teabag knife. Go on. I will admit it did look like oak in that picture.
It did, didn't it? I know. But this is the one where the back spring popped on it not long after I had got it.
Yeah.
And I was just sat there one night and I was opening it and closing it, and I put a little drop of oil in and I just pinged it open and I doink, and then the blade went loose, and then there was half a spring on the floor.
Oh no, back spring.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's exactly what I said. I was watching TV and I looked down on the floor and I went, oh no, the back spring's gone. But I took it into Ashley, and a day and a half later, he said you can come and get it. It's done and fixed.
Yeah, they're fantastic guys down there. Well, guys and gals, because Beth as well. But they're fantastic to sort of deal with, just be around, speak to. There's 50 people watching this. Have you got nothing better to do?
This was just a Friday mess around. There's like no sort of theme or structure to this.
Would it be cheaper to just buy out Arthur Wright? I mean, at this point, we pretty much own it between the three of us.
It's not a bad idea, and then they'd work for us, wouldn't they?
Yeah, maybe we could be a shareholder in Arthur Wright.
But all you'd do is have a certain somebody make custom knives all day long for you.
Yes.
I'm not sure that's a viable business plan. What do you think, Sean?
It'd need a lot of subsidising.
And we've got subsidence as well. Oh no, now we're in trouble.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah, with our money.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I was thinking
this
your money, Sean.
Oh, we're doomed.
What you got? Bring it up, big slips. What you got there?
Make
This
it
is
big.
the one they did for Heine. This is the sheep's foot.
Oh,
I love
Ebony
the
with the
I
red
love the
liner.
Heine. Yeah.
twins
This was
is
actually my knife of the year last year, just because of the value of it. Getting a carbon steel, a handmade knife, all for less than £40, with ebony as well. And they were done so well. It's a great knife, that one. Half stop, which something you don't usually get from an Arthurite. It's normally just a cam tang. But yeah, absolutely superb knife. That's one of the best ones they've done, as far as I'm concerned.
I've just been just before you showed that I'd got mine same pattern out as well. And again, I said this was my knife of the year last year. A fantastic deal.
What were they? 38 on the first batch, weren't they? About 38 quid.
For 40 quid. I actually got this one at Sharp Show. Me and Mark got them together.
Yeah, Mark got one with a beast of a paw in it.
Mark's pull was on his was
It was a good 9.5, wasn't it? It was approaching 10.
We did give him a lot of stick.
Yeah, but we give it. Yeah, but we give everybody stick, don't we?
Mark's good part, but yeah, nice little knife.
Bradley, that is the Heine Haynes exclusive sheep's foot. If you go to Heine Haynes, I believe they still have some left, but they're sub £40 and they ship all around the world.
It sounds like Benny got one with a good pull as well. About 9.5.
What do you think about this one?
I'm seeing a nice chased back spring, so that's obviously done by Michael Harrison.
And filed liners too. And this was one from when Sean came up. We went to Arthur Wright's and went to the famous Sheffield shop. This is the ebony, is it? I think it's ebony. Yeah,
It's ebony. It's ebony. I think Sean's got one. I was going to buy one, but let me see. We went on the Saturday. I was going to ring up on the Monday, but somebody beat me to it. Someone called Blade in Wales.
Oh, Tony.
Yeah, he called up the famous Bakewell shop and ordered it.
Yeah, I really like this pattern actually.
Yeah,
There's
I love
not
the Senator.
given a lot of thought to until we actually went up there that day and got it in hand. And
The Senator. I mean, I've got two of them. I've got a stag one and I've got the twisted assisted one.
yeah.
But,
I've got this ebony one and the twisted assisted. It's just everything about this knife is pretty much perfect. It's a perfect size for me in hand. It's a quintessential British blade, being the lamb's foot, and just the action on it is just.
They are a smart carry. They're a work carry. They're just a really good all round knife. It's a lovely pattern.
yeah, it is very nice pattern.
Fictional Iceland said he prefers a plain back spring. I'm 50-50. Sometimes I really want something a bit fancy. Other times I just, like with the first Britbuster, I just had mine with a plain back spring. But then the second time round we went a bit nuts and had desert ironwood with sort of file work and coined liners.
I must admit, once you've had a bit of a fancy to your back spring, it's very hard to go plain. Although some knives do suit it, don't they?
Yeah.
We got the like the sail belly plain, and it's just amazing because you don't want to take away from that snake wood.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, yours is nice and shiny. Well, look at yours and not mine.
Yeah, it does suit it. I think having a plain back spring on it. Yeah, nice.
It's just so well designed. Ashley did a fantastic job with that one. Yeah, a huge fan of what they do. If that's not come across already, we're a little bit of a fan of Arthur Wright's.
I would say, because Martin asked that question, I'll say that the Senator does tend to have a bit of a lighter pull, doesn't it?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
a little bit.
One of the things I think why that is because the spring is pretty much dead straight, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that.
There- There's no.
Ba, ba, ba,
Can
ba,
someone
ba,
fix that
ba.
D for you there, lad?
Jim will fix it for you.
About that then.
Okay, so Bradley says they look great, unfortunately out of stock. Right. When we were at Arthur Wright's on Monday, I saw a note that said Heine had reordered, so they're coming back.
When I was at Arthur Wright's on Monday as well, I was upstairs in the top workshop, which is generally Ashley's workshop, and I saw a whole box of red liners that were cut out for that particular knife.
Yes. So hang about, they'll be back.
First,
Milan, unacceptable. Unfit, being late. How about Mikey shows off his birthday knife?
oh, go on, Mikey. Let's have a look.
Which birthday knife was that? Because I was a very lucky lad. I have one that's still coming. I have the Case Sod Buster, which was lovely. I have a 74 Dutch Army knife from Sean himself. But you might mean the one that I got from a certain Slipjoint Sawyer.
I've been keeping this secret for, well, I mean, let's face it, I only ordered it 2 weeks before your birthday, so it wasn't that much of a secret, really. But
No, it was actually made whilst we were in Texas, wasn't it?
yeah, but keeping it secret from everyone else because I really wanted to show everyone, but I want you to show them first because it's your birthday knife.
Right, here we go. Are we ready? Boom.
Yours is
That
very clean.
knife, and the image on the screen just does not do this justice.
It looks black. It's actually a very, very dark green. But when you get it in the daylight, it looks absolutely fabulous. You can see all like the dark green hues in it.
I think that is a really, really good knife. When you get it in your hand, it really
Oh, yeah.
it's very light compared to a standard.
It's extremely light because it is micarta, jigged and polished bolster, bird's eye pivot, 01 tool steel, brass liners, worked back spring that runs all the way seamlessly from the back spring to the top of the blade. That was amazing. Thanks again for that, Matt. That was just an amazing present. And this is the one that I got actually on my birthday when we got back, the day after that we got back from Texas.
So another little bit of a story about that. So I ordered it with Ashley, right? I sort of said, "This is what I would like. Can you make it?" And he's like, "Yeah, fine." And then about an hour later, I was like, "That sounds really good." And then I ordered one for myself. I couldn't help it.
So you got yourself a birthday knife as well, even though it wasn't your birthday.
But we're bound by the blade now.
Oh, but I also forgot it's got the long nail nick, which looks actually amazing on that Arthur Wright clip point blade.
Yeah, so I've got both here, so you can do a bit of a comparison. Look.
Yeah, that long nail nick really does work with that blade shape, I think.
Yeah, it makes it just to like that next sort of level.
I do like a long pull.
Sometimes though, Sean, if you can only get a short pull, that works too.
Yeah.
You've got to take what you get, really. I mean, me and Mikey don't even get a short pull.
No, I do.
No, we get a long pull.
I do like the long pull. Looks good.
Superb knife. Massive fan of that. But even down just to the stuff that's a standard pattern that he's sort of, I think tarted up is probably the wrong word, but that's all I can really think of at the moment. So this is just like the gentleman's Barlow. So it's just a small spear point on the spear point frame, but with a slightly larger bolster. And this is in koa wood.
Nice.
Koa wood, and then
Benny's,
it's got the filed and coined back spring.
Benny's just given his age away.
Oh God.
He's after a
Oh, no.
1970. He's actually older than TK,
No.
which means that he's probably getting close to like Paddy's age,
What, 99?
or maybe 100. I don't know.
Right, there's a comment I'd like you to address here, Mikey. I feel like it's relevant, but you need to tell us about the printer story. Seeing as this is just, we talk about whatever we want, I think everyone should know about your printer story.
Who was asking about it?
Cherik.
I think he knows, doesn't he?
Yeah, but not everyone knows, and I think it'd be funny.
So was it last year? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, end of last year it was, yeah.
Last year, one of my customers was moving premises, and they had asked us to come and pull out their large copier printer and keep it in storage for a week until they were in their new building, and then we had to take the printer back in and get it back on the network and get it all like running up and stuff. And on the way out the door, the bottom cabinet door swung open, and the boys went to close said cabinet door, and the cabinet door wouldn't shut because hanging out of the cabinet door was one of several dildos that were inside the cabinet. And just as this happened, the girls in the office said, "Oh no, I think I've left them in there." So we then took the they brought the copier back to the workshop, where they said, "Look inside the cabinet," and I looked inside the cabinet, and I asked them to leave while I had a really good time. But it was a cabinet. It was a cabinet full of rubber sausage. Yeah,
Rubber sausage.
Of course, I took pictures and put them on Discord for like everyone to like see, didn't I?
Yeah. It was probably one of the. Okay, Elon's got a question for you. But why did you take them home?
Elan, what a silly question. I sent 4 of them to your place. But I do hope that you washed them first, because I didn't.
I mean, you would think, right, they know that there's going to be someone coming to collect the printer.
They forgot, didn't they? Yeah, that's the thing.
Why were they even in there? Like, why is there more than one? I've got so many questions.
I'm hoping that it was for some kind of office in joke or something, and not some strange sex club that they run there. I don't know.
You said it was an office full of men as well.
When you say,
it was a mixed office. There was quite a few people in there. So
anyway,
how about we show a knife?
yeah, let's do it.
Would you like to see the venture I cleaned up today? The HM Slater?
Yes, please.
The new knife.
Yeah. So I saw this in a bundle of knives on where did I see it? On Etsy. And I wanted this particular knife, but I didn't want the rest of the knives in there, because without me being too horrible, they were kind of And by that I mean it's either stuff I've got or was beyond repairing. So I
Just
sent them a
junk
message,
basically.
they very kindly said, yeah, you can have just that one for 20. And I was like, well, that seems a pretty good deal. Turned out the tip was a little bit bent, but just give it a hammer down flat a bit. But I think it turned out pretty well. So the original covers on there still, and they haven't shrunk at all. You can see you've got the steel pins on there, nickel silver bolster, steel liners. Not really any gapping, just this tiny little bit at the bottom.
Nice size. What's that? A 4-inch?
It is. Let me get my
Wonderful
wood out
ruler.
measure. It's just over 3 3/4.
Right.
And centering is actually not bad either. There's gap either side. It's got a nice half stop, and you can see got Venture on the blade here. That's actually stamped into the blade, and it does say on the tang HM Slater Venture Sheffield. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's pretty worn, but you can just about see the E in Venture on there.
Still plenty of life on that blade though. I can see like the sharpening tool. Oh, nice.
So that is very similar to that one that I picked up, isn't it?
Yeah, yours is a bit heftier in terms of it's the handle's a bit thicker and the blade's a bit chunkier, but this seems to be like a slimmer version of it.
Yeah, that was the one I got.
Yeah, very similar.
Bit, like you say, a bit larger altogether. I think it's the handle, full length of the handle is 4 1/8.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit bigger.
What makes that one, Sean?
It's a HM Slater again, Venture.
Oh, it's still so it's like the same knife, but they tend to make them in like 4 or 5 sizes, didn't they?
Yeah. Got a half stop on it.
I was telling you about this the other day, Sean. The Slater I picked up at that show before I went to Texas. This beast.
Oh yes.
We was looking at, just as you said you had found one of those, me and Sean was looking in the cabinet in Hemswell at the same knife.
Yeah.
But the blade was in excellent shape.
That is clean.
Yeah, and it's just superb, and it's even got the rope on it still. But it is an absolute tank of a knife.
Yeah.
With about a 9 pull.
Normally, those are in a real bad shape. They've seen some real sort of life to them. But
yeah, there was a couple there. The one seller had a few, and some were like £10, but you can imagine what they look like for a tenner. This one I think I paid 35 for.
Yeah, it's good.
The condition it was in, it didn't need any. All I did really was oil it and sharpen the blade. That's it. I didn't do anything else to it. But it still has the little pry at the bottom. The bail is free, but not like swinging around free, which is what I quite like.
Sometimes those bowels are so stiff you can barely move them.
And
they're like fixed.
It's not dead center, but it's not far off. So for that, I think I got a pretty good deal. But yeah, that's an absolute unit of a knife, really. I feel you can really.
There's one of those over in Hemswell, Sean, isn't there? But it's quite a price on it. It's about 45 or something.
Yeah, well, was
it 45 or was it?
We saw some when we went to Navenby, didn't we? That store where we saw that. Well, we bought a few knives from it. You bought that.
We did.
Scandinavian. Well, I think it's Norwegian, isn't it? That
I think it is Norwegian. Yeah, the
Luca.
That reminds me, I need to put an edge on that so I can use it. I want to take it shooting over the weekend.
But talking about hefty chunks.
What about a bulbous end? Because Nigel loves a bulbous end.
It has got quite a bulbous end. This is a big boy. It's H. Hobson, Sheffield.
Yeah, that is a big old.
Is that the one we saw on the weekend? Because if it is, it's an absolute unit. It's huge.
It's got a big old handle on it. It's a good old handful for me.
Don't let Tony see that, because that's kind of a Tony knife now.
That is actually 4.5 inches exactly overall, the handle on that.
That's a handful.
So yeah, good size handle, and it's still got a really good snap on it. But just look at that bone on that, is fantastic.
It's absolutely stunning.
Pocket wall as well. Someone's used and loved it because of the condition it's still in.
Yeah.
When you get those handle materials that have been well worn or they've been in the pocket for like a long time, they just make the knife look so much better. Rat tail bolsters as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like a bit of quality in your hand. It's well made.
We seem to be on the the topic of units at the moment. It's another absolute unit of a knife.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that one.
Big old beast. This was in pretty good shape when I picked it up, to be honest. It's a no wield or no wield D. I don't know what. It's kind of hard to read, but lots of life left in it.
John Noel, you mean?
That's it. Yeah,
Elan
very
wants to know.
impressive.
Elan would like to know where your 40 grits have gone.
My 40 grits.
They're down to about a 120 now, aren't they?
Well, they're still not great. But Lynn's been trying her best to sort them out, but I keep breaking my thumbnails on all these bloody knives.
I told you, that little Gerber multi-tool just for opening the blades on those old ones.
But yeah, I mean, look at it. Look at them. They're all cracking up. And that's what happens when you work for a living, isn't it? You know.
I don't think Slippy knows that anymore, Sean.
I know what working from home for a living is.
I'll just show this. It's not Sheffield, but it's beautiful. Tony Bowes, sow belly.
Single-bladed sow.
That is a little.
That's lovely, Sean.
And I was comparing earlier to different blade.
Handle's pretty similar.
Similar size.
Very similar. It's a little bit taller in the handle, but only fractionally so. I don't know whether you're going to see it on there or not. It's difficult to. Probably just about see. It's got a little bit more height to it, but yes, cracking little knife that is. For all the case lovers out there.
That was one from Sharp Show 23.
Correct. Yeah. But
Was that from the man himself, Mr. Cutting?
Cutting, yeah, from Rob.
I'd love to know what happens to all those case knives, you know.
But that, I mean, that really does show you case can do a cracking job with a pocket knife.
They can. They make a lovely pocket knife sometimes.
Yeah.
But those Tony Bowes tend to be pretty much spot on. I think they take a bit of extra care on them. But I would love to know. I mean, that Sharp Show 23, that was when I first got into case knives.
Yeah, because we forced you to buy them.
And now, sort of like a year and a half on, I know a hell of a lot more about them, and I know there's a lot more knives there that I probably should have bought.
Yeah, definitely. We've all got not buying enough remorse.
Yeah. Well, we thought he was going to be there last year, didn't we? So.
Yeah. A question here from Martin. Does any idea where Ashley got his sow belly pattern? It's going to be just he does a lot of research when he does his patterns. He looks at old knives. He looks at different knives made by different manufacturers, as in like the same pattern, and then he sort of just does his own take on it.
He's got a lot of old patterns there anyway. He's got a lot of old Sheffield patterns. He's got a lot of old Arthur Wright patterns and stuff. And once he's made a knife, he keeps the templates and stuff, doesn't he? So
yeah. Well, same for when he made us which has been dubbed the Japashley, because it was a Japanese jackknife that Ashley redid for us. So the Japashley.
I wonder who named that for us.
Yeah, I wonder who that was. And this is in the walnut that Mikey picked up from Sharp Show 23, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, indeed.
But for a very long time, this was if I'm not sure what to carry knife, I carry this. There's a big sort of fat-ish spear modelled on the victorinox Alox spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the yeah. And speaking of pieces of wood that I pick up at shows, This
Yeah.
is a piece of black palm that I picked up from Blade Show, Texas.
Good wood, that is.
Good wood, and this is going to be this will be on this will be on some knives very soon.
Wonder what knives they'll be. I wonder who they'll be for.
Right, I'm going to just give me a second. I've got to just nip somewhere and have a break for comfort for a sec. Be right
Be
back.
right back.
Yes.
BRB.
Let's remove lad for a minute so we're not looking at dumb screen.
BRB.
Right. Shall we shift the gear from Sheffield and talk about completely anything else or a different kind of knife?
Well, I have no idea. What do you?
Okay. What have you got next to you? Pick something up.
What have I got next to me? I've got a knife that smells nice. Would you like to see it?
Yes, I think everyone would like to see it.
I can smell this knife from here. It smells so good.
Explain to the ladies and gentlemen what it is you have.
It's a knife.
Yeah, congratulations, you know me.
It's an Ashley Harrison custom. It started off as one of 10, and it became one of 5.
And why was that?
We were visiting, weren't we, on Monday? And was it you that spotted these in the?
Yeah,
the
as soon as I sort of walked in Ashley's workshop, I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that there?"
There was 20 liners, wasn't there, with like handles just like lined up on a tray with like 10 blades just to one side, and yeah, so we kind of jumped on these straight away, but ours have got a twist, haven't they?
Yeah, so the Ashley dropped 5 for sale last night, wasn't it, on Instagram?
I think that was during our live, and I think Dave said that they had sold in like 60 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, there was going to be 10 in that run, but it ended up being 5. They all have filed back spring, but the 5 that we picked up while we were there, the file work continues down the blade just to make them a bit more special to us with Paddy's first sort of visit to Arthur Wright, and to commemorate the sort of the trip. But yeah, hopefully should have mine tomorrow. Mikey's got his and Sean's there, and they look absolutely flawless. And bear in mind, we bought these knives before they were even put together or shaped, and it was just a rough bit of wood.
We hadn't even seen them even mocked up. They were all in like pieces, weren't they, waiting to be put together.
But with Ashley, you can just go, yes, please, and he'll make it spot on every single time. Just
absolutely fantastic knife, and that wood smells amazing. It really does. We
could smell it in the workshop when we were up there, but he'd just been cutting it. It's a weird smell, but it's really nice. And he just did a flawless job, what he always does anyway. So we've gone straight back to Ashley again.
Yeah, you asked. Well, you said what was by the side of me, and that was just staring at me in all its amazing beauty. It was like, there was like light shining around it. Halo.
I mean, if you asked me to pick up a knife that was next to me, it would be Ashley.
Why don't you pick up a knife that's next to you and just show me a knife that's there? Oh, a Barlow?
It's Arthur Wright.
What, just a standard one?
I'm going to get something out of the drawer and we'll talk about a different kind of brand. I'm just going to shuffle over here like this.
Is it because we've gone Sheffield heavy?
Yes.
But do you not think that we... Oh, Sean's got one.
I know Mikey's got one of these, and I know Slippy had one.
Mikey has mine.
The old timer.
These are fantastic.
Old hickory, yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's the old hickory made by
Ontario.
Ontario Knife Company, isn't it?
Yeah.
What an action these have got as well, and that half stop is just slammy.
Yeah, they are superbly well done.
Brass liners.
Yeah.
These are carbon steel as well, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah, I did add a bit more of a sharpening shovel to mine because it had a little bit of a smile.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I've got to say, I love this knife. I love the size of it. I love the action of it. Blade retention on it is not fantastic.
So we have a question from Nigel, and it's about Sheffield. So he wants to know, apart from the Sheffield makers, are there any other British makers you're looking at?
Well, my plan for this year was to add 2 more makers to my collection, and I gave myself a year to do it, and I've done it by the start of March. Unexpectedly, completely unexpectedly, I did pick up the Andy Brock.
Yeah.
Very, very pleased with that knife, and I picked up a Xing Chang as well. Very, very pleased with that knife. Sean's seen them both. Slippy, you've seen one of them, have you?
I've seen the Brock.
You've seen the Brock. Yeah, they're both great. Both really, really good. I'd still like to pick up a Leading Edge Knife Works, which I know Nigel got one at Sharp Show. He picked up a friction folder by him, and that was really nice, to be fair. So I'm thinking by a Sharp Show, which is what, September 27th, I think it is.
Yeah.
I might have a Leading Edge knife as well.
The only for me is I've ordered a Brock, which should be getting progress anytime soon. But I think that's going to be it for me. I can't take myself away from Ashley's craftsmanship because having had so many, I've moved some on, but the ones I've kept all have a meaning behind them. The work for what you get, for what amount you pay, and the materials, I think it's just flawless. I can't sort of get past that.
Mm.
That was funny, that, because I've never moved on an Ashley yet, and I picked up a couple of yours. Sean got his first one, and he parted with it for a really great cause. That was Randy's raffle. So fair play to you, Sean. And then he went back down to having no Ashleys, and now he's currently got 4 with another 57 on order, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Elon was very kind, and he hooked me up with the first one when I think he was making room for some more French knives at the time.
Elon's got his ball, hasn't he? About 20 knives.
Yes. Yeah.
But not including gift knives. So I tried to gift him loads of knives. So at some stage we're going to get him up to about 412 that he can't get rid of.
We have an intruder.
Another brand that, if for the audience, just so that we can say we've shown.
Oh, I love it.
From Sheffield, the Otters. Now, you just got some Otters when you were over in Texas, didn't you, Mikey?
Yeah, I picked them up from. I picked up a set of 3 from Sanctified EDC. No, Sanctified Leather. Stephen, lovely chap. He was moving on 3. 1 was barely used, 2 were brand new, and I just jumped on them and I am so pleased I did because they're fantastic knives. But that's the one that I'd like to get next, Sean, is the 3 rivet one.
Right, yeah, it's a cracking knife. Slightly on the large size for being UK carry, really.
Is that why they brought out the 2 rivet version now?
Yeah, I mean, it's just over 3.5-inch blade on this, so. But it's a great knife. Very well made.
Yeah, I had one after I moved it on. I've got another one now, which is the the weaver's knife, but it's the one with the copper bolster and the ebony.
Is that the Warncliffe blade?
Draco,
Yeah.
is it?
It's a lovely knife. I've got one of those. I've got just
Yeah.
a plain one, but it's a great knife. That.
It's really, really
Yeah, they
well
make some.
put together.
Got the thanks to Tony, Blade in Wales. Got the hippy dippy, as Tony calls it.
Tony loves the otter knives, doesn't he? Yeah, the hippy dippy is
Right.
great. I'd like to
The
find one.
chunkiest the blade to handle ratio ever.
I'd like to find one in my Carter that they do as well.
Yeah, they look really nice, don't
Very hard to find over here. I mean, they're for sale on the continent, but here you don't see many of them.
Yeah, there's a few continental knives I'd like to get a hold of. The Lowell Messon and the Robert Class. They do some nice traditional patterns.
They do indeed, yeah. I picked up.
Go on.
I picked up another otter, didn't I? When we was doing our knife hunting in Texas. The lockback. That's a bit like a Duke.
Yeah, with brass, wasn't it? Or was it copper?
I think it was copper.
Okay, to that.
That's it. I'm now going to show a knife that isn't Sheffield.
Are you sure that you want to do that?
No, I'm not sure, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it. Do it. Sean did it. Be brave.
This is a case that we picked up while we were in the States. This is one from Blade Show.
Oh, the Autumn. Yeah.
Autumn Harvest Deep Canyon Jig Bone, I think they called it.
That's the one.
Yeah, and because the jigging is so deep, they obviously made the bone thicker on this one compared to the standard sort of bone they put on the busters.
That blue is really cool. It's kind of almost the same colour as your sticker, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why John picked it up for me as an excellent gift from TK. And the colour of that on there.
Fantastic.
And it's called the Sky Blue, I believe it is, and this thing is absolutely flawless. There's no gaps in it at all, and it's right down the middle.
Wow.
So they can do it, and it's a newer one as well. So was it 6 dots, 24? So they are able to do it. They just need to put the effort in. But this is an SMKW exclusive, and that came in the 1095 steel they've been doing on a lot of their case exclusives, which is great because it means brilliant. I can put my own filth patina all over it.
We need them to use a lot more carbon, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some lovely knives coming out spring and summer. That honeycomb's coming out in spring is amazing. I'm not sure what that sort of is it the Barnball jig sort of dark green one that's coming out in the summer? That looks amazing as well. And then they've got the Gator jig coming out. Their new jig.
I don't understand why they didn't do that in green for obvious reasons, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I've not seen many blue Gators, but it still looked good.
Yeah. And then another sodbuster actually that we were met with in Texas that John actually bought us for Christmas was the Crossroads.
Oh yeah, nice.
Which is the sort of Torx Construction Burlap Micarta red liners. This is the Shepherd Hills exclusive one with the nail cut out rather than nick. This is this S30V, I think, S35VN.
S35, that one, yeah, amazing, sorry.
Do you know if Who Knives ship to the USA, Mikey?
I believe they do.
Yeah, Byron was asking. Double check their website. I know that. What's his name? James? Not James, is it? Carl. Carl's who, isn't he?
Carl Pearson.
But yeah, he will reply. Drop a message. I'm sure that he'll sort out postage if you wanted to pick something up.
He's a lovely lad. Very, very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. But this thing's excellent, and it's for me. It's a modern traditional because it's a traditional pattern made with modern materials. That's the burlap micarta, the modern blade steel. It's got the Torx construction and the G10 liners, which means it's incredibly light, but you know it's going to be an absolute beast of a work knife for that S35 VN. And that nail cutout makes it incredibly easy to open. You
Brilliant.
don't have to use the nail nick, you can just pinch and pull like that.
I saw that nail nick getting a bit of bite back from like some people, but it's a modern sod buster, so I love it. And it is easy to open with like one hand, which you can't really do with these with the standard one.
You can't open
it's
this
great.
one hand. If you're careful enough, you can open it one hand.
I think it's great, that knife. I really do.
Yeah. It's another one that I really need to carry.
When we went out for a meal with Stephen and Justin on was it Monday night?
It was.
Yeah.
Because Justin's got one, hasn't he? And I was having a feel of his.
Yeah.
What about your knife?
But it's surprisingly lightweight.
Oh, it is lightweight. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
But nice. Yeah. I mean, different, totally different. You can't really compare them to that deep canyon jigged or the
Even the synthetic, which is lighter than the bone, it's still way heavier than this.
horses for horses, I guess. It's nice modern traditional. I mean, talking of that kind of thing, is this Mazarin Scout, which is,
I like some of the Mazarins. They make some nice knives.
this has got the Torx construction on it, but just a slip joint rather.
I think Kongi have a nice few Mazarins on there used that look really nice.
Yeah, good little work knife, really.
D2 as well, that isn't it?
So
D2.
D2 on that, yeah.
Yeah, so you get a decent little bit of a steel upgrade as well.
Yeah.
Which isn't. That's the one thing I get. If you're going to do carbon steel, great, because it's very traditional. But a lot of the stainless steel isn't great, is it, on traditional knives? And for a small upgrade, just to jump up to say D2 or 14C 28 is a really good steel. You know, you can see knives done in that steel for like 50 quid. You know,
Less in some situations.
yeah. So I mean,
Even
that
what was it?
that SF 100 stainless steel and that I mean, even Case use that true sharp, and we don't really know what it is, do we?
Not the best is what it is. It's as a light use EDC, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but for the money, I feel like you could be getting a better steel,
Oh yeah, definitely.
a much better stainless. You know.
It'd be nice if they could sort of up the game and even like 440C, just go up a little bit.
When you think that 440C that's been around for a long time now, that would be an upgrade to stuff like this, like the SF 100 or the True Sharp. You know, it's not a big jump, that is it?
No, it's not a big jump. They won't tell us what the actual steel is. Victor License said he's heard that supposedly True Sharp is similar to 420. I can tell you it's not similar to Buck's 420 because that pisses all over it.
Buck's 420 HC would annihilate any of that Case stainless steel.
Yeah. But a regular 420 without the Boss heat treat, I could probably go with that. Something similar to that, I would say. But then again,
we've got Canadian Dave in the house singing Toad.
Hi, Dave.
Oh, the intruder, Dave.
So
What's he waving around there? Shiny. Long nail nick.
Carl Shipler.
I was only asking, Sean. You don't need to like swear at me.
German
Oh,
eyebrow.
Shipler. Sorry.
Oh, eyebrows.
So
German eye.
yeah. Now this is a large size pattern. Stockman. God, I'm losing the power of thought. Which is about the same size as a 75, I think. It's 4 1/4.
Yeah,
that's
roughly.
about right.
But obviously not case. But it's nicely put together. So you've got the clip, obviously, sheep's foot, and then the spay, which is Slippy's favourite blade shape.
Not particularly, Sean. I mean, I feel like you're making a joke out of it.
What do I do? But yeah, this was it's a good old handful.
Speaking of a good old handful, there's a certain Peter in the chat that says that you should send that knife to Peter because Peter likes a big knife.
Hi, Peter. Oh, Blondie.
Oh,
Peter
Blondie,
does.
yeah. He's got some lovely blonde hair on him sometimes.
Tiffers.
Tiffers, yeah.
You mean he has no hair, then comes out of a room at him as well and has lots of hair?
Yeah, me and myself and Sean were looking in a cabinet full of old sort of guns and knives and stuff. Peter disappeared into a ladies' fashion room and come back wearing a blonde wig. He then stood in the doorway, all seductively, and tossed his hair back. You know, kind of. You know,
We were putty in his hands.
I mean, you was on your knees, Sean. I don't know what was going on there.
No comment.
So, I haven't shown the Sheffield knife lately.
Yeah, we
Why
better
don't
go
you
back
show
to
a
that.
Sheffield knife, Sean?
Well, I just wanted to show this bad boy, and I know Steve Paddy showed one the other day on this channel that he picked up from the famous Sheffield shop, which is the Taylor's. It's the endurance range with these resin covers, synthetic, with some impregnated resin in them. I'm not quite sure what process they use. Nice little clip point. It's on
Impregnated and a screwed construction.
screwed construction, and it's really just a basic farmer's knife, working knife.
Just a basic working knife, that isn't it? Yeah, really, but really well done.
It's really good old chunky handle on it for getting some work done. I mean, you know, even compared to
Now it's even wider than the yellow fella.
yeah, quite considerably wider, really. But yeah, good little working knife, and for not much money, under £30. And
I thought the one that Stephen picked up had a really nice action on it too. I was expecting it to be not great for like £25 knife, but
And it was nearly centered as well. No, I couldn't see any gaps on it. Great.
yeah, that one's pretty much down the middle.
straight down the middle.
And this actually was from the Bakewell Cook Shop. So yeah, it was ordered rather than when we went.
But not the famous Bakewell Cook Shop.
Not the famous Bakewell Shop, Tony, if you're listening.
But I mean, knives like that, if you're a person that likes to collect and maybe not use the knives as much, you maybe just want one to use all the time and beat on. What's better than that, really? It's £27.
Yeah.
£27 retail on that, I think, but you can pick them up cheaper from time to time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer for things like that.
I think Peter's going for the sympathy vote. He's saying that he's got arthritis, and he finds big knives a lot more uncomfortable, Sean. And his address is.
Yeah,
Peter's got arthritis, bless him, and us three have got arthritis.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it was good, Sean. That was good. Yeah, round of applause, please.
I know. I'm here all week.
No, you're not. We're about to unsib you.
Yeah. Right, gents. You've each got one more knife left. What are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with another special, another Arthurite special, but this time the Moonraker one,
Oh yeah.
because I think this was a wonderful knife, and that's in
That was
the
sort of a surprise. Like it wasn't sort of put up anywhere. One of us just noticed it on the website. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Somebody mentioned it, and then I think everyone just jumped on and bought loads of them. That's in the. Is it the it, Sported Beach? I want to
Yes.
say.
Salted Beach.
Sported Beach, lovely action on it as well. Again, I think £38 they are, and I think there's still some on the website.
So
Yeah, absolute bargain. They are superb.
Yeah, great knife, awesome knife.
Go on, then, Sean. What you got?
well,
What's he going to pull out? Come on, pull it out, Sean, and the knife. It's like Jaws. Oh, that looks like 01 Tool still to me, Slippy.
Oh, oh yeah.
Ah, yeah. Giggity, giggity. Oh, damn.
And I can hardly speak. I'm holding my breath even. Yes, the Brickbuster.
It's flawless. That knife it's so well done.
It is a piece of art, really.
Yeah, coin liners, worked spring.
Desert Ironwood.
But the Desert Ironwood just looks gorgeous on this.
Yeah, that's a lovely knife.
They all of the Desert Ironwood versions of this that he put out look just equally as good as each other, I think.
He bought a fantastic block of ironwood. It wasn't cheap, but I can see why it was worth like the money.
Yeah, very nice. Half stop, fantastic snap.
Great action on those as well, isn't there? For like Sodbuster.
I just love those bird's eye pivots as well.
Yeah,
It's
they're really classy.
It's just a little thing, but it makes a whole lot of difference when you see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome knife, Sean. Absolutely awesome knife.
And the final one I've gone as basic can go for
I thought I
Arthurite.
did that.
Is. What's that?
I thought I did that with the Moonraker, but you're going even more basic. You're going about, you're going basic.
You can pick this knife up for £36 retail. It's just the spear point jack in the ET wood.
Love their spear point.
Yeah.
Their single bladed spear point is just a lovely little pocket knife.
Yeah. As a user, I think this is probably my favourite pattern to use for an Arthurite.
It's one of my favourites. I've generally got the ebony one, which is only £42 retail.
Yeah, well, I've got 6 of these now. I've got this one, the oak you bought me, the ebony, the olive wood, the micarta from Twisted Assisted, and the stag. And that jig buffalo, if you count it, because it's got 2 blades, but
It has got the spear blade on it, hasn't it?
snap, blade centering is excellent. It's just absolutely flawless. And as a user knife, I think it's great. And for £36, you really can't beat that.
I mean, come on, that represents value. I mean, it's a great price for a pocket knife anyway, but we know how handmade and hand finished they are, and that to me, I mean, it's made pretty much by one of two people. It's either going to be Beth or Ashley, so if you buy one of those, you're either getting a Beth knife or you're getting an Ashley knife, and you're getting it for £36, handmade in Sheffield. You can't beat that value.
And all like, if you want to, you can sort of buff up the wood and put some oil on it, which is what I'll probably do. But do you need to do that? No.
No, but if you do it, if you spend a little bit of time on it, they look fantastic.
Just give it a little bit of strop when I got it back, because I did pick this up in person from the famous Sheffield shop on Tuesday. But it's a great knife. I'm a huge fan of the gentleman's spear point. I actually prefer it to the flat spear.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I think I'm with you. This is my ebony one that I've been carrying there for. Oh, how long have we had these for now? Because Sean's got one as well. Oh, look, there's like Sean's one.
Yeah, you picked these up for us last year sometime.
Oh yeah, we got ours. These two came from these came from the Bakewell shop, didn't they?
Yeah. Yours all look way nicer and cleaner than mine.
I'm pretty sure I sent TK one, maybe.
Yeah, we did.
This one's not that clean there. This one's getting some nice sort of age related wear on it and stuff. But the ebony is so nice. It's such a tough wood, but it looks so good, especially when it's got a bit of mineral in it as well.
Yeah, it's a great knife. The ebony on camera, it looks dull and boring, just black. But when you go out in the sun, you can see.
It's not.
There is streaks. You can kind of see them there. But in the sunlight, it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for knife nonsense. There'll probably be another one in the future. Don't know when. It's not going to be scheduled much. We'll just sort of do it out.
This was just a random. We were just bored, weren't we? I thought, let's just go live.
Yeah, but Mikey might do one next week. I might do one. Might not do one. Just as and when. We're never ever going to have a topic. It's just going to be myself, Mikey, whatever else, just chatting absolute nonsense. But yeah, appreciate every single one of you for joining, all the comments.
Thanks for joining in, guys.
Thanks,
awesome.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up and all that nonsense on the way out. Don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you, really. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, everyone.
Good night.